Alrighty, the easiest way to work on the plasma CNC cutter is definitely using Torchmate software, but occasionally we want pictures and things like that on there. So Coraldraw is a really good option for working with pictures and also getting it exported into a DXF format that's capable of opening on the Torchmate. So we're going to go ahead and create a new blank document. And size doesn't matter, color doesn't matter when we're dealing with an export option like that. So those are things you do not need to worry about whatsoever. So as we talked about this, we need to get ourselves a picture to start with. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Chrome, get myself a picture. I'm a big Hawkeye fan, so we'll go Iowa Hawkeyes. We'll go images. Black and white images work the best for plasma cutting. They're usually the most straightforward. I'm not saying you can't get this cool herky to work, but there's going to be a lot of editing, okay? So maybe we work on that at a different point. I'm going to show you the basics first. So either one of these, we'll just go ahead and clip this one real quick. So I click this, I right-click, copy image, and then I'm able to go back into Coraldraw, right-click, paste. So first thing we want to do is we want to trace the bitmap, but occasionally this button will not be available if it's not a bitmap file. So to do that, we just hit convert to bitmap. We make sure that we're in a black and white mode, and usually that's pretty much all I do, is set that up to be there. Next, I go trace bitmap, outline trace, and there's a lot of different options. I usually just kind of start at clip art, and if it gives you some type of reducing thing, that's fine. Just hit reduce. It's not a big deal. And what this does is it's working right now trying to convert this file into lines instead of just being a picture, actual physical lines. And the plasma cutter works best by doing that. So that's what it just did. And if you look at this, actually the detail looks really nice. I really have nothing to control. Sometimes I'll mess with these a little, but hey, if this works, don't worry about it. If it works, then just make sure this is checked. This is checked. All four of these have check marks in them. And then go to colors right here. And if the color mode's black and white, it'll automatically make two colors. And so that's what you want, is two colors. That's the key. White and black, or whatever it's saying there. Okay? Hit OK. And then what that does is create your new file. And now you got nice little straight lines instead of jagged pictures. Okay? Several different things that we can do. The first thing I like to do is break this thing apart. So I go to arrange and I ungroup all of it. And what that does is now this piece is separate from this piece and things like that. So like this little R right here, I don't want to cut that out. So I'm going to zoom in on here, hit delete, and you kind of see and hit delete on there. And right now it's coming up as a circle, but I'll show you how to get rid of that by coming over here to the crop tool. And rather than hitting crop, you want to hit that little tiny button to the side of it. So it's like a, I don't know what it's called, but maybe. There we go. Virtual segment delete. And then you come over top of that guy like that, where the pin goes like straight up and down, and hit delete. Boom, gone. See ya. Everything else looks really good. If, you know, at some point you might need to mess around and change the outline. Sometimes it doesn't look this good, so sometimes you can get lucky, but Shape Tool does that. You could click on this thing right here, and you can start to adjust these by clicking and dragging these nodes to different places if you want to. It'll move these things around, stuff like that. Again, if you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. Occasionally we'll have multiple layers on here, so that's one thing that we're looking for here as I drag this thing around. Making sure I don't have too many curves set. So I can click on this, I can hit delete, and this is just giving me my one curve. So that, I think, was the problem. I was messing around with the wrong piece. So take a look at this. Now you can see that thing, all these different nodes, and now you can change these to different shapes. Now, I'm not doing a good job of that by any means, but it's how you do it. So you can just click this to get out of there. That's going to stay. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Undo, undo, undo. There we go. So once you get this bad boy how you like it, like I said, size doesn't matter in this, but you might want to take because right now it's still not grouped. So you might want to take and just make sure everything is arranged and everything's grouped. So if those are not lit up, like able to be clicked, then we know it's all grouped together and life is good. So if that's the case, you'll go File, and you'll go Export, and you'll select as an option DXF, and go ahead and call it, whatever you want to call it, Iowa Hawkeye DXF, Export. I have a file, so it says replace it, but you won't have one, so just hit yes. Make sure your screen looks like this. AutoCAD 2018 13 inches, curves, JPEG, unfilled, please. Hit OK. That saves it. You're now ready to go into Torchmate. So once you're in Torchmate, you will go to, if we know what size metal we're working on, we'll go ahead and make it the right size right now. We'll go to Material Size, and I'm going to give you a 12 by 8.75 piece of metal. So 12 by 8.75. So hit OK. Looks good. Now we're going to bring that file in. So I'm going to go to Import, File, Import. I'm going to go into finding my DXF file that I made right there, Import, and then click to place. All of this stays standard, so you can just kind of check to make sure it says this, inches. This should all look like that. Hit OK, and it pulls in nicely. So this one actually has kind of cool because it's got a shape around it already, which kind of makes it kind of cool. Then you can click and drag it to the different sizes. You want a little bit of white space around everything, okay? Don't make it too big, otherwise it's not going to cut very well. Now, what if I'm going to make this a sign, I'm going to hang it on the wall, and I want to actually put some holes in here rather than drilling them afterwards. So I'm going to go over here to the Shape Tools, Circle. I'm going to go ahead and draw me a circle out. Now, if you see, it's kind of like, can't really see it because it's not a color, so just pick a color down here. Green? Yeah, sounds good. We're going to go 0.125 on that, okay? 0.125. It's a little guy. Bring this over here. Whoa, I hit the wrong button. My bad. There we go. Click here. Click here. Drag this thing over to where you want it at. Now, this number will be important, the y-axis, 7. So we're going to go Control on the keyboard, D, maybe. Click this, Control D, duplicates. There we go. Drag that over here. And make sure that your y-axis number is 7. Now, your number might be different, but the point here is make sure the y-axis numbers are the same. So on my design, it's 7. All right? And now what you'll do is you'll highlight all that, and you'll go Arrange. Anytime you add something in there, and you want to like kind of cut it out, you make the path. And what that does is that pops it through there. And now we got a couple areas to be able to cut out and hang that up if we want to. Maybe you only want one in there, whatever. You know, it's this is just a sample. So once you have that all done, you highlight it again, click and drag a box, go to Machine, go to Create Toolpath, Mail, Basic Cut, 150. Sometimes we change that feed rate depending on the thickness of the metal. Most of the time we don't have lead ins and lead outs, so we just uncheck those and we hit OK, especially on thin metal. Get your double line looking thing, we go to View, Show Tool Path Only, and this is what it's going to cut out looking like. It'll be this oval, and you'll see these cut out, and you'll be able to hang it up. So it'll be about 9 inches by 12 inches. Pretty good little sign. So that's pretty much it. Go to View, switch that back on so you don't mess up the next guy. Highlight everything and bring it down and drop it so you get a vertical and horizontal pink line, and you're ready to file. Save that bad boy into the folder that looks good. And this is Hawkeye, BB Hawkeye. I like that. BB Hawkeye. Save. Asked me to replace it, but we're good. And you'll go ahead and email this over to the plasma cutter. Any questions, let me know. That's how easy it is.